So if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you could eat it every day and you wouldn't gain weight.
Probably the blintzes and potato pancakes.
You haven't had them for a while though, right?
I used to make blintzes for myself, yeah, and then but like I say, and I used to, when Papa was still alive, we would have that on Fridays, and I would put the cottage cheese in it, which he liked a lot and stuff, and I was eating them that way too. Or you could just do the blintzes and then put jam on them if you want to. Or butter, but I like the cottage cheese the best.
Yeah.
And have you ever had them?
No, I've never had them.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll make them for you sometime.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised you brought that up.
Yeah.
Was there any, I don't know how many places you visited, but is there any place you ever wanted to live, or are you always happy living here? Did you ever want to move
Rather
somewhere
than
else?
Shaker, you mean?
Yeah, or if you ever wanted to move to New York or anything like that?
No.
Or just wanted to stay by family?
No. Right. Right. Now, I would have loved to, flown to Hawaii. That was after I was married and stuff, and then your dad was making trips there on business and stuff like that, and your mom went a couple times, and because I ended up taking care of you kids, you and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but at one time I had the opportunity and all that, and then I just got cold feet to go. But I don't know why, because Papa and I went on a cruise. We went on a cruise, and we had to fly, to get there. So, as far as me wanting to live my life somewhere else, really, not really.
Yeah.
No, not really.
It was different growing up then. You just kind of stayed.
Yeah, when we were growing up, and then on the summer times, we had a cottage out in Wickliffe, Ohio, that my dad rented, and for the whole summer. And then he would drive in the morning to go back to work on Superior Avenue, and come back in the evening. Sometimes my mom went, and I would. My sister Bert was left in my care, and I was 6 years older than she was, but that was, quite a responsibility.
Yeah.
And but then Sundays came around, and my dad would pile us in the car, and we'd go and pick out a watermelon, corn on the cob, and stuff like that, and then had a lot of picnics out there. Friends would come on Sundays, and
That's fun.
yeah, and stuff like that.
Oh, there was one question. If you had any emotions or how you felt during the civil rights movement?
About
During the civil rights movement, how you felt during the civil rights movement? And if there are any memories that stuck out when all that was going on? Nothing really.
nothing really, just that it was happening there to them and not to me. And I felt sorry for what was going on there, but then you wondered why. Why are they doing this? And just thanking God that our community was safe and we were all fine.
Yeah.
But the people that in the civil rights, felt a need to demonstrate because their lives weren't getting any better, I guess, and they wanted to be equal, right?
Mhm.
And I felt sorry for them that they couldn't have that kind of life, or what made them have to live like that, like they did, but they were born into it, and that's what's sad.
Yeah.
That's what's sad. And I would always say, there but for the grace of God go I. In other words, when you see something, a woman or someone that's deformed or whatever, trying to make a go of her life and stuff, and then you think, there but for the grace of God go I. I'm not that person, I'm who I am. So I look at it that way, it's just the way it is. And you hope that, well, I think they're trying to make things a lot fairer for them, but what's unfortunate is this, the drug situation and all, that these children are growing up in that atmosphere. They don't have a chance, some of them.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad, really. Sad.
So the world's changed a lot since then. You
Yeah.
think? Think it's gotten worse or better? Or both?
Right. Who did that barking?
Stella.
Oh,
The kitty's playing with something. Some toy.
is the door open?
No, but I can see him.
Oh, I see.
He's kicking it on the floor. And did you guys go to church every Sunday? You were
Oh, yes.
religious?
Oh, yes.
To St. George's or
St.
something?
George's Catholic Church. When we moved to Shaker, then that's where we were married to.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
And that's still there?
No,
It's not there anymore?
as a church is not there anymore. Like a lot of them in that area, they closed down because changing of the people. A lot of people that belonged to that church moved away, moved out. The whole neighborhood changed. So, but some churches remained, and they, but St. George's didn't.
Hmm.
I'd love to go by there because my father's jewelry store used to be across the street, but I just had the occasion to get in that area.
Yeah. Hmm. So, let's see. What stresses you out the most, you think, nowadays?
Now, what stresses me out the most?
Yeah. Because it probably used to be Papa, right?
Huh?
It probably used to be Papa, right? Did he stress you out a lot?
Well, yeah, as he got older, he got older and stuff like that, but not to the point that I would leave or anything like that. I'd get angry and he'd get angry, and so you get over it, You just deal with it. And it's not something like where a woman is afraid of her husband or is to answer him or to answer back. I wasn't like that. I could get angry with him and let him know what he had to know and stuff like that. No problem there.
Yeah.
And then you get over it, it passes and you're back to normal again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I imagine some marriages or whatever that are where the husband is really mean and, makes the woman threatens her and things like that. I didn't live under conditions like that at all. He loved his children and grandchildren, and he had a lot of friends that he liked. He liked to bowl, and in fact he bowled, I think, with my brother Al's team one time, where the jewelry store used to be in Euclid, Ohio. East 185th and Euclid. And so he'd drive down there to bowl, and so he enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then there were beer gardens there that they would stop in afterwards and stuff like that. So he enjoyed it there. He did.